We've all been told the same story since we've been kids. Brush twice a day, floss, and cut back on sugar. And while that's still great advice, have you ever wondered why people follow that advice but they still end up getting tooth decay, cavities, and gum disease? While other people seem to have teeth of steel without even trying. And the truth is, your teeth aren't just little rocks that are in your mouth, they're actually living tissue. And they're constantly being broken down and repaired. And today, I'm going to look at the 3 big vitamins that could help save your teeth. But even if you're missing one of these, it's like having a house that's built on sand. So let's break down how they work and the science behind it. So the first one is vitamin D. Research shows that vitamin D is responsible for how calcium and phosphorus is absorbed into the body. But it does more than just move these minerals around. It also supports your immune system. In your gums, vitamin D helps produce antimicrobial proteins. And you can think of these kind of like the security guard in your mouth that helps fight off gingivitis and gum disease. If you think of your teeth as kind of like a brick building, then calcium is those individual bricks. And most of us are able to get enough calcium through our diet and what we eat. But the problem is that calcium just can't walk into the bloodstream. And that's where vitamin D comes in. Think of it kind of like as the delivery truck that's bringing all those bricks to rebuild the teeth. And without vitamin D, all of that calcium is just going to sit in a warehouse and be eventually thrown out. Vitamin D is what actually picks up the calcium and brings it to your bloodstream. So if you're low on vitamin D, then essentially this building site or construction site has no bricks, and also the security guards are asleep at the wheel. And this is why studies are able to link vitamin D with tooth decay and bone loss. Now, the next one is where most people get it wrong and think, okay, I'll take vitamin D and I'll take calcium and that's it, sorted, everything's done. But that's not quite the end of the story. You see, there's another vitamin called vitamin K, but specifically vitamin K2. And vitamin K2 does something very important where it activates a protein called osteocalcin. And these osteocalcin proteins essentially act like magnets and will pull calcium towards them. The job of the vitamin K2 is to take the calcium that vitamin D has brought in and pull it to the areas where it's supposed to be. See, because calcium can be a little bit clumsy. And if it's left to its own devices, it might not make it to your teeth or your bones, and it can end up in soft tissues and start calcifications. And if it makes to certain areas like your arteries, that can be dangerous. So if vitamin D is the truck that brings the calcium in, vitamin K is then the GPS signal that tells it where to go. So now we've got the calcium, we've got vitamin D, and we've got vitamin K2. But what is going to hold all of this together? And that's where vitamin C comes in. Because again, your teeth aren't just sitting in your jaw, they're held in by some very complex and complicated ligaments and soft tissues. And the majority of those soft tissues and ligaments are based around collagen. Vitamin C is one of the essential ingredients that your body needs to produce collagen. So without that, your body might have the really strong bricks, but there's actually nothing holding it in place. So you can think of vitamin C as like the glue then that holds all of this together. And this is why one of the first signs of vitamin C deficiency or scurvy is to do with bleeding gums or sore gums or teeth falling out or teeth getting loose. Vitamin C is also a very powerful antioxidant, and in your mouth where it's a high stress environment, there's a lot of bacteria. Vitamin C is a very, very powerful tool to help reduce inflammation in your mouth. This will allow your gums to stay healthy and stay tight around your teeth to prevent those pockets and bacteria getting into those pockets around your teeth. So you see, these vitamins are a team and you can't really have one without the other. Vitamin D is going to bring in the calcium, vitamin K2 tells it where to go, and vitamin C makes sure that everything that's around the teeth is going to stay strong and healthy. So where do you get these vitamins from? Well, vitamin D, best from sunlight. Depending on where you are in the world, you may need vitamin D supplements. Vitamin K2, you won't find this in many common foods. It's mostly in fermented things like sauerkraut and high quality grass-fed butter and egg yolks. Vitamin C, think colorful. Go for bell peppers, kiwis, citrus fruits. Also, a little tip on this is that vitamin D and vitamin K2 are both fat soluble. So if you just take them on their own as a supplement, then it's not going to get absorbed into the body particularly well. Have them with a meal, don't just drink them with a glass of water. It's always important to remember that your dental health is a reflection of your overall health. If you are starting to struggle with dental issues continually, then maybe you might have to look at the broader picture and see if there's something else that's going on as well.